with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Mark Saul today. It's a mid-morning check of some of the stories we're watching here at Erie News Now. We're starting off this morning with breaking news out of Washington, D.C., where the Supreme Court says Justice Brett Kavanaugh has tested positive for COVID-19. The High Court said in a press release this morning that Kavanaugh has no symptoms and has been fully vaccinated. That actually happened back in January. Justice Brett Kavanaugh and all the other Supreme Court justices had a routine coronavirus test ahead of this morning's ceremonial investiture for Justice Amy Coney Barrett. The court says Kavanaugh's wife and daughters are also fully vaccinated, and they actually tested negative on Thursday. The court says Kavanaugh and his wife will not be attending today's ceremony. The court's new term actually begins on Monday, and the justices are returning to the courtroom to hear arguments after an 18-month absence because of the coronavirus pandemic. They had been hearing arguments via the telephone, but once again, Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh testing positive for COVID-19. Also, we've got breaking news on the elsewhere on the pandemic front this morning. Drug maker Merck announcing this morning that its experimental COVID-19 pill reduces hospitalizations and deaths by half in people infected with the virus. The company now says it's going to ask U.S. health officials to approve this drug's use for COVID treatment. It's an oral drug. It's called molnupiravir, and it would be the first pill shown to successfully treat COVID-19. And yeah, that would be a major advance in the effort to take on the pandemic. As of today, all of the authorized COVID-19 therapies, including antiviral drug remdesivir, they all require an IV or an injection at hospitals or medical clinics. Congress managed to avoid a federal government shutdown with a late-night vote. Came hours before their midnight deadline to pass that measure. The president's infrastructure plan, that's another matter at this point. Those shutdown concerns, though, have been put to rest, at least until early December. Now, in addition to keeping the government open through December 3rd, at a minimum, the bill provides money for victims of Hurricane Ida, as well as for Afghan refugees. Now, this House vote last night followed the Senate's passage of this measure earlier on Thursday. The White House says President Biden signed that bill last night, again officially avoiding a federal government shutdown. Meantime, the president's agenda facing a potentially serious setback, with Senate Democrats still struggling to hammer out a deal on that $3.5 trillion infrastructure plan. The president calls that measure, aimed at rebuilding the country's roads, bridges, and internet connections, his Build Back Better plan. But some Democrats, including West Virginia's Senator Joe Manchin, say the $3.5 trillion price tag is just too high. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is indicating that bill is expected to be brought up for a vote later today. Well, back here at home, one of the area's best-known spots for young athletes to compete at, it's under new ownership as we get this Friday morning going. For years, it was known as Family First, and while the current name Erie Bank Sports Park is not changing, the ownership of that Summit Township facility is. The sale, confirmed Thursday, involves two new ownership groups. One will take over about 30 acres worth of outdoor soccer fields, as well as the Golf Dome building. Lilly Broadcasting is set to take over the two NHL-sized indoor hockey rinks, the 4 basketball courts, and the gym, all inside the sports park building itself. The new owner says new owners say the overall goal is to get more local kids playing those games right here at home. PennDOT getting proactive when it comes to their search for school bus drivers. It comes as schools across the state have to adjust their schedules to deal with that ongoing driver shortage. The state's mailing out letters to some 375,000 people across PA who have commercial driver's licenses. That's what you need to drive these bigger vehicles. Pennsylvania has just over 42,000 school bus drivers signed up this year. Sounds like a lot, but it's actually the smallest number in the past 5 years. PennDOT says the letter they're sending out lets those CDL licensed drivers know how they could potentially transition to that school bus driver role. But for one local school bus driver, today marks the end of a 53-year-long line. Barb Rogers has been a driver for the Corey School District for more than half a century, but that all came to an end this morning. Molly Samora's got her story.
Got in the bus and away we went, and I've been doing it ever since.
That's what Barb Rogers did 53 years ago when she started driving a big yellow school bus in Corey. For those 53 years, she's been on the same bus route.
Actually, some of them I'm on the third generation of. I drove their parents, grandparents, and now I'm down to some of the little ones.
I asked Barb what she will miss most about driving each day.
There's so many things that you can't forget about kids.
And as for what the kids will remember about her?
A lot of yelling. I still do, you know. They'll be watching me in the mirror to see if I'm watching them.
Over her long bus driving career, she not only got to pick up her 5 kids, but 11 grandchildren.
I really don't want to quit, but I know it's time. You know, you can't drive. I'm going to be 82 years old, you know? Come on. These kids are younger than I am. They can outdo me, you know.
Always some more reporting there. Congratulations to Barb on that retirement. All right, today marks the start of a new month. Yeah, October marks the start of the annual Beer Fueled celebration right here in Erie. Of course, Oktoberfest. St. Joseph's Church in Erie traditionally hosts one of the biggest Oktoberfests in our area, and their event is making its return tonight. But there's more than just beer at the Oktoberfest at St. Joseph's Church. This one's got live music. They offer up church tours. They've got a fun run set for tomorrow, and I think what could be the funnest part of the whole thing, a wiener dog race. That will go off at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Mayor Joe Shimmer going to be there to tap that ceremonial first keg tonight. Oktoberfest at St. Joe's Church on West 24th and Sass. It continues through Sunday. Starts for happy hour tonight. Perfect timing for that one, David, as we hit this Friday in the first day of October.
And I think that was John Persinger, too. Those guys were going at it in the mayor's race, and now, you know, they're toasting to the town.
Why not, right?
That's the thing that's great about Oktoberfest.
Bipartisan support for Oktoberfest.
Yeah, absolutely, bringing us all together. Right now, as we look outside over the bayfront, and we can see that we have the Bicentennial Tower right there, and we have blue sky above. A really nice late morning. Temperatures are in the upper 50s, still dealing with that cool air in place. We'll go up about another 5 to 10 degrees in many spots as we go over the next couple of hours. It's getting more colorful out there. Here is the latest from the DCNR, and we've got a lot of color really showing up in McKean and Potter counties, shaded in the yellow there. You can see them right here. And of course, if you do have any of those lovely fall foliage pics, you can send it our way, weather at erienewsnow.com. So it is that time of year. It's the most colorful time of the year. And if you're going to be outside today, we had a little bit of fog, but that has dispersed. We're looking for better sunshine and mild temperatures for that trip to the zoo or the park this afternoon. Maybe you're going to high school football. Grab that sweatshirt or that flannel, as temperatures will be coming on down into the lower 60s. And this is kickoff temperature. As we go through the game, it's certainly going to be feeling chillier as the sun does go down. Temperatures right now around the area, we've got middle and upper 50s out there. 60 right now in Dunkirk, New York, only 52 in Bradford. Of course, we're just a little past 10 o'clock here. You'll notice with Futurecast, we are freeing up more of that sunshine, just some scattered clouds out there as we continue into the afternoon. Looking great as we go through your night, and then into a Saturday, we'll start to notice some more high clouds, especially during the afternoon. Could be limiting the sunshine just a bit, and then we'll start to see some of those showers, some rounds of showers, unfortunately for the day on a Sunday, but it won't be raining all day long. We are expecting good weather for us today. Of course, we did have a pretty chilly morning overall, mild afternoon, and that forecast definitely staying on the dry side. Your zone outlook for today, we got temperatures into the middle and upper 60s for today. Really great up there in the northeast. If you're doing a little wine tasting, I should say, with your friends this afternoon, it does have a nice feel out there. Certainly plenty of sunshine into Crawford as well as Warren County. Temperatures into the lower 60s and maybe struggling to reach 60 once again into Scandia. We'll talk about the weekend outlook and get you into next week as we start off the month of October. That's in just a moment.
Well, speaking of the weekend, we're heading into the 4th weekend of the NFL season. We're learning who's going to take the field to perform at halftime when the whole season wraps up on Super Bowl Sunday. Instead of just 1 or 2 musicians, there are going to be 5. It's an epic lineup, you could say. Dr. Dre, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Snoop Dogg. They're all going to perform at the new SoFi Stadium out in Inglewood, California. It's currently home to both the LA Rams and the LA Chargers. Super Bowl Sunday featuring all those big name acts set for Sunday, February 13th. The big game will air on NBC. All right, question for you this morning. How does one of the most famous rockers of all time I noticed that, but I didn't want to grab it right on camera. Yeah, that's what happened to rock legend Mick Jagger yesterday. Went in to have a beer at a dive bar down in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then later posted a photo on Twitter, captioned it, out and about in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina. But get this, nobody noticed that Mick Jagger was at that bar, or at least nobody had the nerve to step up to Mick and say hello. Yeah, it's a pretty iconic image there. This is the Thirsty Beaver down in Charlotte. It's the bar best known for surviving developers building other things all around it. Yeah, seated not too far away from Mick Jagger, music legend, two Thirsty Beaver regulars who had tickets to the Rolling Stones concert in Charlotte. Believe it or not, even the bartender did not notice Mick. I can't say I would do better, I try to keep to myself in those sorts of social situations usually, but you got to think, for those fans, what a missed opportunity.
And I guess for the bartender, you don't have to ask for his ID. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's over 21 years old.
Yeah, I would think he was not getting carded.
Yeah, you got to wonder, though, if he was a little disappointed. Some of these Some celebrities really do like the attention, even though they act like they don't. But yeah, that's missing a rock legend like that. It's certainly something you'll look back at and be like, man, I should have just gone up. What was the worst thing that was going to happen if I asked him if he was Mick Jagger? As we get into the weekend, Saturday, 76. On Sunday, we have more of those scattered showers, potentially even a thunderstorm. Monday, a few more showers around, and we're in the upper 60s, lower 70s as we continue through the first full week of October. So really for Sunday and Monday, those could be the wettest over the next 7. But next 2, as we get into your Saturday, certainly looking dry and milder.
Heads up, the Rolling Stones are going to be performing in Pittsburgh next Monday. So if you're down at Permane Brothers Monday night and you see somebody who kind of looks like Mick Jagger, don't miss that opportunity. Go up and say hello. That's going to do it for this edition of the NOWCAST. Of course, we'll be back here on Facebook Live about the same time on Monday morning. From all of us here at Erie News Now, have a great weekend.